8 club legends that returned as managers and how their reigns went. Now more than ever it seems all the rage to return to your former club and try your hand at management. Giovanni van Bronckhorst has become the latest name to take up the managerial hot seat with his former employers after Rangers announced a Dutchman as Steven Gerrard's successor on Thursday. The news comes soon after club legend Xavi was appointed as Barcelona's new boss in a move which sees him reunited with the club he spent 17 years at during his trophy-laden playing days. Over the years, numerous stars have returned to the clubs that nurtured them as players in order to repay the faith and attempt to deliver success from the dugouts. Mirror Football takes a closer look at some of football's biggest names who have taken up the managerial reins with their former sides. However, not all of the dream returns have gone to plan. Mikel Arteta spent the final 5 seasons of his classy career in North London with Arsenal, where he racked up 150 appearances for the Gunners. The Spaniard then returned in 2019 after spending 3 years as Manchester City's assistant coach, where he fine-tuned his managerial know-how under the tutelage of the masterful Pep Guardiola. An FA Cup triumph over former employers City in 2020 secured a maiden Arsenal trophy in his first season before following it up with subsequent Community Shield success. A disappointing 8th-placed Premier League finish last season meant the club's 25-year run of competing in Europe was brought to a crashing end. However, a recent revival has seen Arteta boast a better record than the legendary Arsene Wenger after 100 games in charge. Which player has gone on to achieve the greatest success as manager of their former team? Comment below. The baby-faced assassin spent 11 years as a player with the Red Devils between 1996 and 2007, netting 126 times in 366 Manchester United appearances. During that time, Solskjaer secured cult hero status as a United super sub, having famously hit 4 goals against Nottingham Forest after coming off the bench, and even more famously flicking in the dramatic Champions League winner against Bayern Munich as United sealed a historic 1999 treble. The Norwegian returned as interim manager after the sacking of Jose Mourinho in December 2018, before making the position permanent the following March, having won 14 of his 19 matches in charge. Failure to win a trophy after a Europa League final defeat to Villarreal and a number of semi-final stumbles has been compounded by a stuttering start to the current campaign, which has seen the position of the man who has spent over £440 million on signings come under considerable fire. Former club captain Frank Lampard established himself as a true Chelsea and Premier League great during his time at Stamford Bridge, in which he guided the club to 13 honours on his way to amassing 648 appearances and becoming the club's all-time record goalscorer with 211 strikes. After impressing in the Championship with Derby, Lampard became the first English manager to take the club's reins in over 2 decades when he replaced Juventus-bound Maurizio Sarri at Chelsea in 2019. Lampard's tenure got off to a terrible start as the club were hammered 4-0 by Manchester United in his first match in charge before the Blues' season picked up as the legendary midfielder guided Chelsea to 4th in the Premier League and an FA Cup final despite the club being hampered by a transfer ban. Chelsea started the following campaign strongly before 2 wins in 8 Premier League matches saw the Blues drop to 9th, and Lampard axed as Thomas Tuchel entered to pick up the pieces and guide the club to Champions League glory. Italian midfielder Roberto Di Matteo made 175 appearances in Chelsea Blue as a player between 1996 and 2002 before being forced to retire at the age of 31 following a serious injury. The man who famously netted Chelsea's opener after 42 seconds in their 1997 FA Cup triumph over Middlesbrough then rejoined the Blues as part of André Villas-Boas' backroom staff for the 2011-12 season. Following a disastrous stint in charge, the Portuguese manager was soon sacked, and Di Matteo was entrusted with seeing out the remainder of the season as Chelsea's caretaker manager. The Italian duly delivered double success in the form of an FA Cup and Champions League in 2012 before being sacked months after his position became permanent following a shaky start to the following campaign. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, Zinedine Zidane joined Real Madrid from Juventus back in 2001 for a then world record fee in the region of £48 million. The Frenchman enjoyed a glittering 5 years, where he won several titles including one La Liga crown and the Champions League in 2002, after scoring one of the greatest goals in the competition's history. After retiring in 2006, Zidane worked his way through the Real ranks to become club's manager 10 years on, writing his name into the history books as the first coach to win 3 successive Champions League trophies, in addition to 2 UEFA Super Cups, 2 FIFA Club World Cups, 1 La Liga title and 1 Supercopa de España. Zizou resigned 5 days after winning the third of those Champions League crowns in 2018, before returning to the club in March of the following year to deliver another La Liga and Supercopa de España title, before departing again in 2021. During his playing days, Pep Guardiola spent the majority of his career as an integral member of Johan Cruyff's dream team that secured the Barcelona's first ever European Cup back in 1992 as well as 4 successive Spanish league titles. Guardiola amassed 382 appearances for the club he captained for 4 years, before moving on to Italy in 2001 and then returning in 2007 as coach of Barcelona B. The former Spanish midfielder was soon promoted to the first-team role, where he guided the Blaugrana to a La Liga, Copa del Rey and Champions League treble in his first season, thus becoming the youngest manager to ever win the latter. And the trophies kept on coming. Guardiola ended his 4-year stint in charge in 2012 having won a club record 14 honors as Barcelona manager. Croatian legend Niko Kovac enjoyed a long and illustrious career, mainly across Germany's Bundesliga, where he racked up over 50 appearances with giants Bayern Munich. Following a successful stint as manager of Eintracht Frankfurt, which included a surprise triumph over former side Bayern in the 2018 DFB Pokal final, Kovac was appointed as Jupp Heynckes' successor in Munich. Kovac delivered a domestic double of league and cup during his 1 full season in charge following a strong climax to the campaign, however, his success was short-lived. Despite a 7-2 Champions League thrashing of Tottenham, Bayern's patchy league form saw Kovac dismissed in November of 2019 with a 5-1 loss to former club Frankfurt, the final nail in his coffin. On his way to becoming the Premier League's all-time record goalscorer, Alan Shearer established himself as a legend of hometown club Newcastle United. After joining for a then world record £15 million from Blackburn Rovers, Shearer went on to net 206 goals in 405 appearances during a 10-year stint with the Magpies, before hanging up his boots in 2006. With Newcastle on the brink of Premier League relegation in 2009, Shearer answered the calls of the club's adoring fanbase by taking up the managerial reins for the final 8 matches of the season in a desperate attempt to avoid the drop. However, the fairy tale appointment proved anything but. One solitary win was, needless to say, not enough to keep Shearer's beloved Newcastle up as relegation was confirmed on the final day of the season, and the club's 16-year stay in the Premier League came to a crashing end.